Hello, 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 good morning, and welcome. You are on the mountain with Rick, and it is time for some Splinterlands. And we're not even going to start off with but first some coffee, because, well, we're going to do a short stream tonight. I've already drank like 2.5, 3 pots today, and, yeah, I got to get some sleep because I do have that interview first thing in the bloody morning tomorrow, but super excited about that. So we're going to have a bit of a short stream today, and we are going to go ahead and get on with it. As you can tell, we have already started collecting our faucets. Looks like we just barely missed out on Bing Spin to win, but that's okay. It is what it is. It is what it is. On to Waxiest Races, and how are y'all doing out there in Twitch land or YouTube land tonight, wherever you might be watching? What's good, what's good, what's good? Let's claim all tuner. Show me 4 digits. Close enough, I'll take it. That means profit for all races already. Maintain all tuner for 705. And on to the Muscly. The Muscly cares. And we'll get some music going as well. Claim all Muscly. $241. I dig it. I dig it. I dig it. Maintain for $188. Nice little 50 nitro profit there. Oons, 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 oons. Oons, oons, oons. And last but not least, we got our blue Kraken number 4. Send it. 117. Hell yeah, nice little 70 profit on that one. How you doing, Stever? Welcome, welcome. You know, it's not too late to change your vote on DECB. I was looking through, and I happened to notice that you had that little thumbs up. I mean, I'm not going to hold it against you, but yeah, I know you do. You stand to benefit from it personally. It's still terrible for the game, and it's bad for everybody in the long run, but yeah, I know. I know. It's still bad for the game, though. And I feel that over time you'll notice the difference and maybe regret that. But I mean, I can't tell you what to do, but well, and see that is something that actually is helpful to the economy, buying DEC. But yeah, this burning vouchers is terrible. Well, burning vouchers for DEC is terrible. I agree that they need to put some utility on vouchers. That's not it. But aside from that, how you been? I told you I wanted to actually have a little chat with you, because after our talk, that's not the one I wanted to pull up. Although I might as well leave it up because I will have to update it here in a bit. But there we go. Don't worry about it. Nothing really important. But this is, I did some math after our last discussion when we were talking about how it would be hurtful to your earnings to stake some of your SPS on somebody else. And I don't see that being the case, because, like, I know you're over, like, what, 50,000 at least, right? So, you know, at 50,000, you're at 98% already with, you know, with the math that's in the white paper, and I know that could potentially change, but was good, Eternal Paw, thank you. Thank you very much. So, yeah, from 50 to 330K... right, is the difference between 98 and 99.6. So you're talking about 1.6, we'll even say 1.7% on your rewards that you would earn. However, by applying, or by keeping it at 50K, keeping yourself at the 98%, and then applying that 50K to another 6 people, you would therefore be at 98%, 98%, 98%, 98%, 98%, 98%, and then still have another 97% from the 30K that's left over. So that would be, you know, significantly better for you in the long run, I feel. Even if they're not playing at the same level you are, even if they're not winning as much as you are, I feel like you're still going to be earning more. No, he said that they were going to consider changing it. Like, he did not say that they were going to redo it. He said that they might redo it, which is not a yes or a no. Granted, it's definitely not a no, but, and obviously, I mean, I don't have the information for what they would have going forward. But even if they did say, change it to, you know, 1/100, well, then my point is even further made, because then that 98% is at 5,000 instead of 50,000. So you're 330, you're at, you know, 99.969%, which, I mean, again, yeah, that's almost 100%, but you're going to be able to, and if that's so, I mean, enlighten me. I'm always down to learn, you know. I'm not trying to say that you're wrong or anything. Like, I'm just trying to, you know, to suss out everything. Figure things out, you know. Okay, battle rewards and the staking rewards. If you want to just hop into the voice chat so you don't have to type so much, you're more than welcome. Let me actually hop up in there myself. All right, you got a new invite in your in the message. Yeah, Eternal. Let me get Stever connected, and then we'll catch you guys up together.
All right, I think I can. Can you hear me?
I can. Welcome, welcome. How are you doing today, my friend?
I'm good. And this first part, you're absolutely 100 correct in the way you look at it. I only need to stake around 50%, 50,000 of my 330,000. The table that you're not looking at in the white paper is the one for the staking rewards. And this is where it's broken for whales. So if you want to bring that up really quick, we can look at that table and I'll explain to you what breaks it. Because this makes it looks like I might as well stake 50,000 on me, 50,000 on you, and 50,000 on any of my friends that need it. Or maybe even 10,000 because that would get them to 90%. And it looks like that would be the best thing for me to do. So it looks like the bigger accounts like myself are going to do that kind of stuff, right? That's what it looks like. But then if you go to the what do you call it? The play to earn and rewards pools, and then you go down. To staking and earning, and then go down to this next table. I think it's on this page. Oh no, wait, maybe it's on the liquidity pools, right? Or no, maybe it's even on ranked battles. It's on one of these ones. I think that just talks about it, but you're down here at the bottom. Okay, so this is the table I'm talking about. This is showing you how much of a reward you'll get for staking SPS on a yearly return. And this is where it's broken. If I were to put 10,000 on a player, it's saying the highest return I can earn on that 10,000 is only 20% to 22% maximum. But if I put all 330,000 on myself in the 4,000 range, I can earn 51% too. I'm not sure how to read that table because the number to the right is 360%. I don't know, is that like assuming I win every battle, which is not realistic, but still up to 600,000 on a 4,000 rating player can be put there and you'll still earn 51%. So why would I share it? Why wouldn't I just put it all on myself and earn 51% on my staking APR plus 90, a very stupid 99 point whatever on my battle rewards?
Okay, so the way I'm reading this, and again, this is actually my first time looking at this, so I could be wrong here. But just looking at this first paragraph after the chart, once again, the above numbers are simply an illustration. But you can see that higher rated players are able to generate a higher return per staked SPS and for a larger amount of staked SPS than for lower rated players. So you being in champion, which is that 4,000 rating, would have a cap of 600,000 SPS staked. So for you being at 330,000, yeah, you would be better off putting more on yourself. But if you were, say, a diamond player at 3,000 rating, then your maximum that you can earn for is 300,000, which means that your extra 30,000 is not factored into this, and you would be capped by that 300,000, and therefore you would be earning, the way I'm looking at this, nothing on your 30,000, which means that you would be earning more by then contributing that 30,000 to somebody else, and you would only be able to give 10,000 to somebody with 1,000 rating or 100,000 to somebody with 2,000 rating. So
that's not exactly correct because those aren't caps; those are just example numbers. So it's saying that at 600,000 staked on a 4,000 player, you'd earn 51%. If you had less staked on you, but you were playing in the 4,000s, then your APR would probably be higher. And then other people would want to stake on you because you have such a low amount on you. But my point is the champion players are going to have a better return than the bronze players, all the way up probably to like 900,000 SPS staked on them. And that's ridiculous, and it makes it a whales game on the staking side, and it ruins the delegation of SPS on the other side. Because I'm not incentivized to move this off. I'm just going to put it on myself, and when I'm in Diamond at the start of the season, I'll earn a little bit lower than 50% because I'm at 330. So you'd add 30,000 on that. That maybe goes down to like 48%. So for like 3-4 days until my account gets pushed into champion, I'm earning 48% returns on my wins on my SPS staked, and then once I get to champion, now I'm earning 51%. And I'm not incentivized to take any of that off myself and put it on little players. Now, you could argue if I'm a little altruistic and I'm a little bit nice, which I tend to be, I could put some on somebody who plays in gold, right? Because the gold table is actually pretty good. The 2000 rating table there, it could still pull a 45% APR. That's not bad. And so if a gold player had nothing staked on them and they needed some staked, could I throw some of my SPS over there and earn a higher APR? Yeah, I could, but that's only the gold rated players who have, at least probably level 4 cards. Most of them, I know there's some people that sneak into gold with lower stuff, but they have...
I mean, I was fighting my way into Diamond with a silver deck.
Yeah.
Like, not even max level silver, but like a silver level deck that, like, it was not costing me rewards in silver after that change, but it was all the way through gold on almost every single card. And then, like, yeah, and that was why I was not pushing into Diamond, is like, I'm losing too much in rewards. I'm having to fight too hard for this. Yeah, like, that's... But where I was getting that from is because, like, where it's bolded and italicized here, it says players are able to generate a higher return per staked SPS and for a larger amount of staked SPS than lower rated players. The way that is emphasized leads me to believe that lower ranked players are not going to be able to generate that higher return for as large of an amount. Like, if you've got 1 million SPS staked, but you're in bronze, you're still not going to be, like, maximizing that, not only your APR, but you're not going to be maximizing even the amount that you can earn on, is how I read that.
And that's why I'm saying that if you have to stake to earn on people, it's going to be really, really hard because too much of it is incentivized on staking on high players and large amounts. Like that, what they need to do, in my mind, to fix this is instead of that 600,000 being at 50%, it should be a much lower number, something like 200,000. And so then being able to stake on a champion player, you'd have to be lucky to get in there. Because I think most champion players who have big accounts have large amounts of SPS. As long as they let me, which the white paper says it says that I can say who can stake on me, I'm only going to let myself. I'm not going to let anybody else touch me. I'm not going to let anybody else steal from my wins with my 4,000 rating. I'm going to stake, by the time this is live, probably 350,000 SPS on myself. And I'm going to be earning probably somewhere around 60 to 75% if this table is correct. And I'm gonna just do that because there's no way I'm gonna come now. The only way I could maybe because this table is not, like, it's such a small example. Let's figure it's possible that if you read this table the way the percentages work and you look at the 2001, right? So at 2000, if you put 100,000, you can earn 45%. So if 2000 rating can have 100,000 and still pull in 45% return, then the maybe if you can find a 2000 SPS player with like not much staked on them, I could throw 10 or 20,000 on it and it might pull down like an 80% return if nobody else is staking on that player, because it looks like the more you stake, your APR starts to go down on the smaller accounts. But by the time you're a 2,000 player, that number of the maximum you can have and still pull a 45 goes way up. So I'm assuming if you only had 50,000 on you, then you'd almost double that percentage, right? It'd be like you could earn 90% on 50,000.
Okay, I see what you're getting at there. And yeah, so like me, I'm between 2,000 and 3,000 when I'm actually playing, and I only have 13,000 SPS. So you would be very much better off staking some on me to get that return, even better than on yourself, because I mean there's just such a huge difference there.
But it'd only be like, okay, if I told you, Rick, only let me stake on you, and I'll give you 40K. You know, and that'll put you over 50, and you'll be earning 98% on your battles, and all 13 of your 1,000 will still be earning a pretty good staking return. But you're going to allow me to earn a really good staking return on mine. Because if you don't close it off, other people can come in and stake on you. And then if they push it up to like 200,000 because no one's paying attention, now I'm only earning 20%. So I'm like, shit, I'm going to undelegate. And I'm going to have to move it around. And maybe that's the way the game's going to be played. And that's why they said finding those diamond in the roughs might be really good. This table is just really weird. The way
it is very weird table. That's why I was so confused. And again, I'm looking at it for the first time, so you've obviously got a little more experience with it than I do.
Yeah, because I tried to break this down to understand it, but like what they said in the last town hall, I think what they're really going to be doing is opposed to player staking to earning your battle rewards at such a big clip. There's going to be player staking numbers that are required to enter certain leagues. And then I'm guessing that 1,000 number is going to get smaller. And that it's not going to be applicable to bronze accounts.
Or it could be that, like, these are the amounts that are required to move up in terms of staked SPS, because they were talking about getting rid of the card power requirements for leagues and changing it to a staked SPS requirement. So it could be that in order to move up into champion, you have to have 600,000 SPS staked on you.
Yeah, maybe. That would be a high number. I don't think they would go that high.
That would be a very high number. That would be ridiculous.
But the other thing is, Matt did say, because the way I posed the question, because the big issue I have with staking, the idea of player staking, is while it's great, I think that in theory it would be great for the game. It would hurt the bots. It would help us overall with the current player base, but it would piss off some possible people. And it would prevent new people from coming into the game if they had to get SPS staked on themselves, because a new player is going to have a tough time pulling that off. And then you're just asking them to make an extra investment, because you're telling them you have to come in and you have to buy our spell book, you have to buy our cards, and you have to buy our token to get into here. And unless our system is humming, that's asking a lot. And also, it does put a player in an interesting situation to where you can have a max level everything in the entire game and just be someone who said, I don't care about governance. SPS doesn't have a good return. I've just been selling it this whole time I've been earning it. You know, which any of us could have that right to do. Like, instead of having 300,000 SPS, if I would have sold every SPS I had gotten at the time I'd gotten it, I'd probably have, I don't know, 100K in the bank and no SPS, but still a maxed out collection. And then you put that in place, and now somebody with a maxed out collection can make nothing, unless I go buy SPS and stake it. But you've essentially made my cards worthless. They are now worth nothing. I can't play and earn with them. They become dead weight. You've taken that ability away from me, and that to me is just, it's a harsh thing to do. And he mentioned when I asked the question, he's like, no, I don't think we're going to do something that's going to make it so somebody who owns cards can't use them to earn. And, you know, he's like, we got to rethink it. I mean, we're thinking about it, and we're going to plan that all out, and then we're going to put out a post. So at this point, you know, like, we could harp over all this.
We know that this is not going to be exactly how it's going to work.
Yeah, it's not going to be exactly this. This might be something they do and base it off of, but they're also going to mix in, because they definitely said it, SPS staking to move up in the leagues. So you might need, I imagine it'd be more like 1,000 staked to get the silver, and maybe 2,000 staked to get. No, what do you think? What numbers would you really think would work?
To answer that, give me just a moment. Let me fix these formulas, and then let me go take a look at the card power requirement, because I imagine it would follow that same kind of formula. So obviously,
I haven't looked at card power in so long because I've had so much for so long.
Right. It doesn't even actually show on here. Oh wait, okay. Card power 0 plus. All right, so bronze 2 500.
Oh yeah, see, and bronze 3 is 0 as well.
Yeah. So bronze 2 is 500. Bronze 1 is 2,500. Then 75, 20K, 35K, 50K, 75K, 100K, 125, 162.5, and 200,000. I mean, honestly, I could actually see that being, 1-for-1.
You think so?
I'm not necessarily calling that, but it wouldn't surprise me if it's straight up, 500 staked SPS for bronze 2, 2,500. Well, no, 2,500 for bronze 1 seems a little steep.
Yeah. And think about it then. You're basically saying with your 13,000 that you're only going to be allowed to go to what, like gold 2 or something?
I wouldn't even be able to make gold.
Yeah,
I'd be stuck in silver 3.
I don't think they're going to be that high.
Yeah, you're right. But I don't know. Even
I'm thinking more like maybe like 100K for a champion if they wanted to set a high bar, and then 50K for diamond, something like 20K for gold, 10 for silver, and 5 for bronze. Or maybe even none for bronze, and it doesn't even start till silver.
Yes, that's Steve or Jim. I mean, I could definitely see it not start until silver, and I mean those numbers that you're throwing out, that seems reasonable as well. I still wouldn't want to see it because it still keeps me out of diamond, but I mean, yeah, obviously, like there's a whole lot of influx there as well, so we don't know how it's actually going to play out, but. I mean, I still think that, as far as all of these things, as far as getting rid of the bots and whatnot, like, figuring that out and putting it into place, that's what we've already been waiting on, and that's what we need. We don't need more changes to the reward system. Soulbound cards I feel like, are going to cause more of a problem than they solve.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, they did say in today's town hall that the artwork, though I didn't see it because they didn't bring it up on screen, so I need to go look at it in the Discord.
Yeah, but actually, so do I.
The artwork has like a chain on it, and the idea is at some point you'd be able to remove the chain from the card.
Yeah,
which there's maybe a little too on the nose there, guys. But they're it'll be interesting. I mean, the one thing I didn't like is last time Matt seemed to say, fine, if the community wants a proposal for banning bots, we'll think it up, we'll put it out, and then we'll let them vote on it. And today, Aggie made it more seem like that would have to come from the community, as like a community suggestion. And it's like, we can't even do community suggestions yet.
Right. Well, I mean, we kind of can because we have one now. I mean, this didn't come from the team; it came from the community. It came from the whales in Mav Chat first, and then thankfully the rest of the community was like, no, this cannot be transferable. It absolutely must be soulbound, if anything. And so now it's soulbound. So I feel like there was. It came from Mavs, and then there was some larger community insight applied to it. But I still, am against the proposal, and I hope that by some miracle it goes down in the next few hours. Although I'm realistic, and even from the very beginning, I was like, I know there's pretty much no way that this doesn't pass, because the whales stand to benefit a lot from it on a personal level, regardless of how bad it is for the game. Overall, like it's hard to vote against your own personal interest for a lot of people. So, I understand it, but I still think it's the wrong step. Like I appreciate the idea behind it, but it's all of the specifics are completely jacked.
Yeah, at 6:36, Nate dropped one of the cards, one of the new Soulbound cards, some legendary card for blue, and there's a little chain icon on the bottom right corner. So they said they added that to the artwork for the idea that you want to unlock it. Though one of the things he said today that they hadn't said was you could only unlock it if it got to max level. I hope they don't do that because that really picks on people who don't play at champion.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and that's my problem with the Soulbound to begin with is I'm not going to get the drops to max out these cards. Like, it's just not gonna happen. I understand that. I don't have that kind of luck. I mean, in the year and a half that I've been playing, I have pulled a grand total of 6 legendary reward cards. So, like, even if they were all the same one, I would still not be able to actually do that or actually max one out. And obviously they're not. And yeah, this is the one that you were talking about. I mean, he looks freaking sick. I do want to say that. That art is exciting. And yeah, I see the chain here across the bottom. And I am, glad to hear that that is something that, would potentially be removable, that they've already set it up so that it is removable, like in an art sense, even though the mechanics behind making it unsoulbound are not yet cleared up. But I like the fact that they're forward thinking in terms of making it removable, so that when that time comes, it's one less thing that they have to do.
Eternal Bar threw out some numbers, but I can't see it being that low. $20 of staked SPS to get to silver, and only at 500 to get to gold, and 2,000 for diamond. I mean,
yeah, that's wishful thinking. I think that's I don't see any of it being that low. I mean, 0 for bronze, yeah, and I mean it's probably going to step up by leagues, not just by tier. So like bronze 1 will cost more than bronze 2, will cost more than bronze 3, and I see 0 for bronze 3. Like I think that's a safe bet. But
yeah, because it's zero CP. And to be honest, to throw people without SPS a bone, I would just say let them play in bronze and earn without any SPS staked.
Yeah, I could see that, or something like 0 for bronze 3.
No, that doesn't work though, because then the bots will just play in bronze. I don't know. If they're going to do player staking, I guess you just have to deal with the fact that they're going to do it all. At least talking through with it today with you, and I looked at that table example, and I was reading it. I forgot the fact that if you were at like a 2,000 rating, that if I was the only one putting 10 or 20,000 on you, I'd probably be earning like 100%. So there is an incentive to drop it down onto you and just put, like you said, around 50K on myself, assuming I can find people to target. So it's going to be an interesting game once this player staking starts.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely going to be a whole lot of fine maths involved in figuring out the best way to maximize your own personal stack of SPS. And I mean, there's also a whole bunch of other questions that are going to go into it as well. Like, as far as how easily are you going to be able to, if you do stake on me, how easily are you going to be able to take it off and move it to gym if I am not playing for a while and you decide that you wanted to, maximize because go to somebody who's actually earning rewards, like something like that. How are you gonna, how easy is it going to be able to do that? Because I think that it should not be super easy, because then bot farms can still just okay, we're gonna consolidate all of our SPS on one account, and then we're just gonna stake it here and then move it here. Even if you can only move it once per day, like, that still allows you to play 2 accounts per day and just burn them all the way down.
Yeah.
But
I imagine once it's staked on you, it's going to have similar unstaking rules to what they have today.
Yeah,
it's going to take weeks to get it back.
That's what I can see, and as well, but that also kind of has its own problems. Like, well, then what happens if you stake on somebody who quits playing, or gets sick or something like that, and isn't able to play? Like,
I think that's just part of the game, man. You got to unstake it. You got to wait your time, and then you got to restake, and that's why the APRs can be so high. Think about it. The APR today is only 24%, but when we go into the staking game, you're supposed to be able to earn a lot more, and that's because people who don't play the staking game wrong are going to earn a lot less.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Kind of like the whole rewards chain, or the rewards based on card level change. That, overall, as long as you're relatively competitively leveled with your deck, you're going to earn more rewards, even though you're earning a lower percentage, because you're earning a lower percentage of a bigger pie, and therefore it works out overall. So, I mean, I can understand that kind of being how it's supposed to work.
$500 of SPS is how much right now? Let's see. Calculator.
I got it.
What's FPS? Like 2.5 cents?
2.463798.
20,000. I don't think it'll be 20,000 for silver. That seems high. That might be gold though.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. But then again, also, once this goes into effect, I can see the price of SPS rising, and it will eventually get to that point where as SPS goes up, I do see silver costing like $500 to be able to get into, and that's in addition to the deck.
They adjust it if SPS goes up drastically, where you need a little bit less stake. Because could you imagine if SPS got up to like a quarter and you needed 500 stake? I mean 5,000 stake to be in silver? It'd be wild.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely a potential problem that they need to figure out as well. I'm not saying I've got the answer for it either. There's a lot of really solid questions that I don't have answers for. I just
I think what we could kind of, if we thought about it, how much does a silver deck cost right now? If you bought a silver chaos deck,
I can get that information real quick. Cards by league cap. Silver. Okay, that is not the one that I was looking for.
That looks right, doesn't it?
Yeah, but this doesn't have the overall price.
Oh, yeah.
I know that there is a tool for that. Oh, I think it's on Splinter Cards, actually.
I feel like it's around $200. I could be wrong.
Missing BCX. There we go. Going to silver for Chaos Legion and Rift Watchers. $900.
Take off Rift Watchers though.
Oh, that was actually just Rift Watchers. Chaos Legion. $787 on low BCX price.
Really? It's that much for a silver deck, a full maxed out?
Yep.
Wow, they're more expensive than I thought. All right, so I think what you can do is let's take $1,000, and I think you divide it in half, because you don't need a full silver deck to have the CP to play in silver. A full silver deck plays in gold.
Oh yeah, a full silver deck will get you into diamond by card power in modern.
Yeah. So if you look kind of a similar amount of card powers to card price, what you could say maybe if this was $800 worth of cards, you probably need around $200, $250 maybe worth of cards to play in silver. And then if you did that by 0.024 cents, you're looking at around 10,000 SPS for silver, maybe. Oh, that still feels like a lot.
Yeah. Especially because that's that's going at super cheap, ridiculous bottom of the barrel prices for SPS. Like these are. I don't think decisions are being made based on the price of SPS at this point. Because I mean, if things are working right, then SPS isn't here.
Yeah, true. If we get to the flywheel, which obviously is why Aggro wants DEC at peg, because he knows also that if SPS goes up, people will buy Riftwatcher cards. The issue with it right now is nobody wants to buy it with their SPS, so you only buy it with capital that you bring in, and you buy SPS and buy it.
Yeah.
You don't buy it with the SPS you're earning because you're just like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
This is only at 2 cents. I'm not gonna put it into those.
Absolutely. Like I'm not even considering buying Rift Watchers packs right now. Cards, yeah, I love a lot of the Rift Watchers cards, but there is no way that you would see me buying a Rift Watchers pack. Like if I'm bringing in fiat, I'd rather put it into SPS and stake the SPS than spend the SPS on a Rift Watchers pack. Like if I'm buying SPS, it is not for Rift Watchers. And that was kind of my problem with Rift Watchers to begin with. The only reason I bought 50 packs to begin with was because I wanted to guarantee myself an Usher, and then I still didn't get Usher because of that whole fiasco. So, like, I also kind of have a salty taste in my mouth regarding the whole Rift Watchers pack after all of that, but like that was $300 that I absolutely would have deployed elsewhere instead of Rift Watchers had I known that I had missed out on Usher by a few seconds. I'd have a lot more SPS right now, not only because of what I spent, but also because I probably would have put it into Nightmare packs. I would have tried to put it towards a node, and I would have not gotten to the point where I could actually get a node with it. And I either would have gotten, the little node parts from licensed TYC, or I would have just gotten Nightmare packs and been collecting that sweet daily SPS this whole time. Did I lose you?
Oh, no, I'm still here. I just don't, I have a salty taste on my mouth because of that, too. So I think I'm done with pre-sales, personally.
Yeah. I get you.
Because I went heavy into Chaos Legion, heavy. And, I mean, it did not work out at all. So I don't think I'm going to go heavy into Rebellion. But they could, trick me with some interesting things.
Like what? What do you think it would take to get you to go hard on Rebellion?
I don't know. It's hard to say, but it would take a lot, that's for sure. Because they're just, I mean, everything screams that if I would have just sold my SPS instead of buying Chaos Legion packs, I could have bought a Dr. Blight, I could have bought a Mac Legend, a maxed out Chaos Legion set, had plenty of money left over.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's...
Rift Watchers cards aren't as clear if you were bringing in fiat, but it hurt to spend that much SPS.
Yeah, absolutely. Like it that was the only time I've ever unstaked anything, too, as far as SPS. Like, other stuff, yeah, but this is the only time I've ever unstaked SPS was preparing for that pre-sale.
Yeah, I slowed down, Jim, on buying TD packs until Chaos Legion is done burning. I'm going to be buying cheap Chaos Legion packs. And you know something interesting today? When I went to buy my Chaos Legion packs off of Hive Engine, where I normally grab them, they were more expensive on Hive Engine on tribal decks than they would be if you bought the DEC and bought them from Splinterlands.
Wait,
and I
what?
didn't understand that.
That's crazy.
They were trading at $1.52 when SPS when DEC is at 0.0059. So it's $1.20 worth of DEC to get to 2,000. Oh wait, they're 4,000 now. I'm an idiot.
I was gonna say that does not sound right at all, but I mean, if so, then
Never mind. You know what?
Jump all over
that. I
that.
still, because I've been playing this game so long, I forget sometimes that Chaos Legion packs are $4.
Yeah.
Because Alpha and Beta were $2, and so was Untamed.
Yep. Yeah, and I don't know if I wish that Chaos Legion were 2,000 DEC a pack or not. I know I'd have a lot more cards, but they'd be worth a lot less if that were the case. Then again, I mean, I don't really care if the cards are lower value because I know that they're going to go up over time, and if they were lower value, then it'd be easier for me to have a larger deck to play with, so... I mean, that's kind of my approach on the whole thing is like, yeah, I know that reward cards especially are super ridiculously cheap, but that's fine. That's, that's helping people to build decks. And that is the biggest problem with the Soulbound cards is that now not only are you not getting a card for, 10 cents, now you just can't get it at all. So now, and the bots, they can't sell the cards, which means that they have them. So now as a new player coming in, not only are you facing bots that have the perfect algorithmic lineups, but now they also have cards that you don't have because you can't get those cards until you get out of Novice and start winning. But those bots in Novice already have them because they got them when they were in Bronze before they got knocked back down at the end of the season. And now you can't beat them because they have better cards than you and they've got the perfect knowledge of the lineups. And you can't get those cards until you somehow get past them and into Bronze. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, I mean... It makes a little sense to me. I think that my argument that rewards cards needed to be worth something, otherwise they're not helpful to the game, is why they're going away. And I know we had a pretty good back and forth on that in the past, and you disagreed with me, but when the cards that you can earn aren't worth anything, to me, they don't help the game.
That's the thing, though, is they're worth more than they cost you to get. You got them for free. And they do have a value. Even if it is a low value, even if that value is only a penny, there's still, even if that value is only the burn value, that is more than you paid for them. And therefore, that is value. Period. End of story. It doesn't need to be $200 for a card that you pull out of a reward chest that cost you nothing to get because it was free. It's just a reward for playing the game.
But if what you were saying was happening, there'd be more people playing the game because you could do that. And most people wouldn't, and it wouldn't really hurt anybody if gold legendaries were being sold for $200 because the average player is not buying those, the whales are. So what do we care if the whales are overpaying? I don't even buy those. I'm not a max gold player. Only a few players actually shop for those cards historically within the game. So this idea that all of that stuff should be cheap and obtainable, like that gold legendary card should be obtainable to me.
But I'm not even talking about gold legendary cards. I'm just talking about regular legendary cards because,
those shouldn't be worth $200, but they should be worth probably between 10 and 20, depending on if they're useful or good.
I don't think they need to be. The ones out of packs have that price point, but like for a gold Oceanus to be worth $200, it means a regular Oceanus is worth $40 because that's where those prices were when they first came out. And you know what? For the first couple of days of that card being in existence, I'm perfectly fine with that price point. But as there becomes more and more supply, it should go down because that is a card that everybody needs. And yeah, there's plenty for everyone. So there's no reason why it needs to stay at $40. $40 for a gold Oceanus is perfectly fine. Because yeah, not everybody needs that card. But everybody who is trying to play the game for any extended amount of time needs to have Oceanus. Like, it is a necessary card to be competitive. And for that to be priced at $40 for a new player coming in, on top of the $10 spellbook that you have to buy and however much you have to spend on SPS to get staked, and, you know, a summoner and everything else that you need to buy. Like, no, that is cost prohibitive. That means that only people who can afford to come in and drop $500 on day one without even deciding that they like the game, those are the only players that we can attract. That kills the game because there's not that many of those players that are looking for a new game. I mean, I would not be here if when I started, a card like Oceanus that was like necessary to be competitive was that much. Like, I when I got started, I built a level 2 Mylor for less than $1 per BCX. I built my chicken for 25 cents per BCX. Cheap cards draw people in because they allow people to build a deck to have fun with and be able to play with. And then you earn rewards that over time will appreciate. We all know that the cards over time will go up. That's how it works. It doesn't need to be a $200 prize that you open out of a chest to begin with. If that's the only thing that's drawing somebody in, they're not going to stay. Because look at me, I've been here for a year and a half. How many gold foil legendaries have I ever pulled out of the chest? 0. So if I'm drawn in because I'm chasing that payoff, I'm not sticking around. I'm not here a year and a half later. Either I got frustrated and quit because I didn't get what I was after, or I did get what I was after, so I cashed out and left the game and went somewhere else to chase it elsewhere.
I don't know. Gambler, like the gamble type player, the lotto winner player, they don't usually stop playing the lotto. So
no, once they win, they typically go to a different lotto because once they win, they know their odds are decreased of winning again.
I don't know about that. I feel like you pull a big card in Splinterlands, you get hooked. You just then when you sell that card, you invest it in more regular cards. If you're a smart person, maybe you pocket a little bit of that money or move it into a different ecosystem. But I think a lot of players would just let the dice roll, and that's how we got into the big bull market when earnings were really good, when you could play the game and you could earn things and you could pull $40 Genosanuses and you could do these type of things. But now, I mean, he's $1.61. So like you pull one of the rarest things that you can pull out of a chest in silver, because to be honest, your chances of getting a gold legendary in silver now are really, really low. So you pull arguably the best legendary card that you can pull right now, and he's worth $1.61. That's like barely enough to get one pack. When if he was worth like 20 or 30 bucks, you get like 5 packs for him, or you could sell him and go get something great. Now, maybe that's a little extreme, but Oceanus is a really good card. And if you look at like the old rewards cards that are legendary that were really good,
Ruler of the Seas, for example.
Yeah, like Ruler of the Seas. What does he sell for right now?
I think Dwayne just picked up another gold one or a max level copy for $160. I think that happened last week.
Yeah, and the cheapest one for sale right now is $250. So it's selling for cheapest single is $25.
Yeah, so that's perfectly acceptable because that is a card that is no longer in print. Like, I 100% say that is a proper price point for that card because you are no longer getting him for free. Jin Oceanus, you're still getting for free. So $2 is a
Yeah,
perfect
but
price point for him.
no, it's too low. Maybe it shouldn't be 25, but it should be 5. It should be 6. These
And
cards should be holding a little bit better value than they are now.
if
And then,
DEC was actually worth anything, then he probably would be worth 5 or 6. If
well, but you
SPS
don't.
was worth anything, he probably
Yeah, if
would be worth
SPS.
5 or 6. The reason why the values are so ridiculously low has nothing to do with the reward cards. It has to do with everything else in the ecosystem being fucked up.
It does look like at least one bot is leaving the ecosystem, though. Have you seen these max level rewards cards that are being sold for $1.70, $1.50?
Like per BCX or like actual card
total
price?
for the actual card.
Wait, what?
You get you. I just bought a max level Venari Wavesmith for $1.83.
I saw you saying that, and I totally just thought that you meant like per BCX. No, I did not know about
per
this.
BCX is $1.16. I mean, not $1.16, 1.6 cents per BCX, and this Thioga is selling them. And I've been buying them because I'm like, you know what? If I can get, if I were to buy 115 of these cards that are listed at 1.6 cents, the singles.
Jesus Christ, no, I see it.
I'd probably push the price up. I already bought one of them, so if you want one of them, you could have it. But that's just ridiculous to me. And I was buying some yesterday. He was selling Vampiric Blossoms that are actually pretty good cards. It looks like other people bought them. Because he was selling those ones for like $1.60.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
Yeah, he's got some exploding rats at $1.70. Max levels. There's actually somebody else who's undercut him with a max level at $1.68. I think I'm just gonna buy that really quick.
Yeah, Jim, send me some cash to cash up real quick. Fuck, God damn, this is insane.
So and I'm like, these cards will work the land just as good as any other rare in the Chaos Legion set.
Oh, I don't even care about fucking land. I need to rebuild a deck. Like,
there's one Gargoyle Devil max level for 172. There's one Venari Bonesmith for $1.72. Max level. There's a Twilight Basilisk for $1.70. That actually has extra BCX in it, so that's kind of funny. The person overmade it. I mean, so these are I'm quitting sales, right? They have to be.
yeah.
Who sells a max level card for under $2? And I mean, I'm just like, I guess I'll just buy some of these and rent them out. For now. Is Jim still in the chat? What does he think of these?
I think he is. He said there was a cost to get it. They'll cost for your deck to play to get those cards. But no, because that cost is what it cost you to get those cards, which you still have those cards. It's not like you're trading them in to win the Oceanus. Like, you still have those cards. You have what you paid for. Therefore, what you are earning out of them is free. Because you still have what you paid for. This is insane. I'm going to be right back. I need to go grab my wallet real quick.
I won't buy them all then. I'll let you get in on them. But, it's wild.
Alrighty, let's hope that this works. My lady's aunt and uncle stopped by a couple days ago to drop off the skillet that we had left over there from Christmas dinner, and brought us a couple of gift cards along with it. So hopefully I can use this to buy some DEC, or at least buy credits and take advantage of ridiculous sales.
Yeah, I saw those sales happening, and I was like, man, there's actually people who must be just walking away from the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely got to be it. PayPal credit is fun. Yeah, I probably couldn't get it, though. I'm the first person in the history of America with a credit score in the negative.
Oh, I doubt that.
I mean, they go from 300 to 900, so it is a little bit of a joke, but...
But I know, just in general, what you were saying, I was like, I don't know about that. There are quite a lot of people.
Right? Yeah, I know.
What do they still say? There's like 60% of people can't handle $500 expenditures. So... You should be... Oh, no, wait. I don't know where you live. Never mind.
Florida.
California is giving people $500 because, they just give people money out here occasionally. Not that $500 is that helpful, but still $500.
I mean, it'd certainly be helpful for building my deck.
Yeah. I guess that's true.
I'm hoping that this will actually take, because it is a Visa debit card, gift card type thing, so... Okay, why are you trying to log in to PayPal again? Hey, Stever, do you like hot sauce?
To a certain degree. I don't go wild with it, but
You should put your address in the Discord. I brew my own hot sauce. I'll send you out a bottle.
all right then. Isn't it a bit far to ship to me though?
I mean, I don't think it really changes it all that much. I mean, it's not like a huge bottle or anything like that. It's just a typical woozy bottle.
About what chili do you use in yours?
Um, it sounds scarier than it is. It's jalapeno, habanero, serrano, and ghost pepper.
Yeah, that
But
does sound scary.
I
Only because of the last one.
I know. I brew it for flavor though. Like it's definitely got some kick, but it's not like, "Oh my god, my face is on fire. What the fuck?" Like, no, I like hot as long as it's, realistic and it's tasty. Um and I just, I like the flavor of those peppers. So that's why I use them. But like it's not insanely hot. Okay, why are you asking me for all of this shit? You already have it. What the fuck? Oh, I don't want fucking PayPal credit. That's why you're asking for that shit. No, I've entered the goddamn card information twice already. Why do you not have my fucking card? Let me see if I can just do it here. At least if I can type it in on the computer, it'll be a little easier. And thankfully, it shouldn't be showing up. No, it is, isn't it? Okay. Let me just.
Oh, SPS actually voted my post. Oh, did somebody hop in here with us?
Oh, hey, I already bought your cards. Yeah,
You bought all the max level ones, Jim, because they were so on sale.
just all the ones that he had in his cart.
And are you gonna send them to him?
No. And now we're gonna burn them.
At least when you burn a max level, you get a bonus.
Yeah, true. I get 5% more. Oh, that's what I should do with Kelly. Max her out and then burn her.
Oh my god.
Dude, you're a genius.
Did you really buy all of them, Jim?
I'm joking.
So
I didn't buy any. I wouldn't do that.
Hey Rick, what's your Hive account?
Check my summoners.
Just on the mountain, not Rick, right? On the mountain, like, okay. Here, I'll send you some HBDs. It's not a ton because I don't got a ton on my account right now, but you could buy some DC with it and at least buy up a couple of those cards. And then it could be for the bottle of hot sauce that you want to ship all the way to California. For what? Oh, if you just convert them, yeah, go to the market. You lose a little bit maybe, but it's instant. So on the wallet page, if you go to HBD and you click the little down arrow, there's a market option, and instead of convert. Or here, I can just drop it in. Which Discord chat should I drop it in? The roundtable?
Eternal Paw asked, at what league does increased cost of gold foils make it not worth it? My guy, it was never worth it.
I'd say gold is when it starts to be a little iffy. Gold level, not playing in gold with silver, but level 6 cards. But gold's actually level a lot smoother than normal cards, right? They don't have the giant uptick at the late levels. Did you see the link I dropped in the roundtable chat? Yeah. You should just be able to straight swap them. Of course, the market is new. I have never seen. It used to take you to a different market. I haven't actually used this. If I swap from one, why won't it let me put in a 1? Yeah, 1 HBD. It says I'll get 3.438 Hive. Man, I'm wondering if it's time to put some money into Hive at 29 cents. How much do I have? I have 10,800. With my mighty vote, I can give you a dime. You don't post much, huh? Because I'm a tip you curator. I can give out their mighty $1 vote 5 times a day. But I can't get many people to take me up on doing those posts, so I end up just giving it to random people usually. I guess $1 just isn't enough to entice people, but I know you don't get the whole dollar. You only get half the dollar. Right? No, payouts are 50-50 now, right? 50% author, 50% curators. So it's 50-50-50-50. So you only get 50% of the post value, and then you get 50% of it hive power, 50% of it liquid. So like I have a post that with my Splinterlands vote is like $18. So I'll get $9, and then I'll get 450 liquid and 4.5 HBDs and $4.5 worth of hive power for that post. But that was my my social media post for I did one of my YouTube videos and shared it, and actually got upvoted by BD voter too. So that's why I got decently high for this time with low hive. Oh, I wish I could get Aggie to vote for me again. He voted on like 3 of my posts one week because I must have been one of the few times I made him happy, and it put them all to like $100.
Oh, nice. Damn, he's got to be sitting on a shit ton. But then again, I know he was with Hive before Splinterlands and back when it was Steam Monsters and back when it was Steam. Like, he's been around for fucking forever, I know.
And it's not just him. He's got a huge follow trail, you know? People who vote on what he votes on.
Oh, yeah. Fair.
All of a sudden, you just get 400 votes and your post is worth $120. So...
What the fuck?
He should do that more often for people who post in the community. He probably does, and I just don't realize it though.
Right.
You ever get an Aggie vote, Jim?
Actually, I don't know. I don't think so. If it's that high, I don't think so. Oh, hey Steve, were you there when I came up with my new account idea?
No, I wasn't. I had left. I left for the burning of Kelly's because you always guilt me into giving them things. So
apparently I messed up.
Be there. And I saw your video clip. Apparently you sent it to somebody because you weren't paying attention, and they actually got the card.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention.
That's pretty classic. Because I got tagged in that. that you did that by someone to like look at it because they know how much it bugs me to watch that, and only because like somehow you constantly pick a winner who have no clue what's going on, and that's what makes it a bummer because they're so sad. And I'm like, Jim, this is Splinterlands TV. You're not supposed to make the community sad. You're supposed to make them happy.
I mean, that is a solid point right there.
Whoa. Okay. First of all, they had literally nothing, and now they get DEC. Like, what's the problem?
Well, they thought they were winning Kelia. And your giveaways are freaking hard, too. You'll make them guess Pokemon for like half an hour to win 20 DEC.
Dude, I love it so much.
I know you do, but I think there's a reason Rondon called you out and offered me your hours.
Well, hold on. No. That was because Rabbit was on there, and he said the F word like 3 times. I'm like, you can't be doing this.
Oh, that's what it was.
Oh, my God.
You know, that word doesn't register with me in a bad way, so I don't even realize it. Not that I curse a lot, but I wouldn't have realized it.
Right.
I just notice it when I'm streaming.
But yeah, that's pretty wild.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, did you either of you catch that video that's like got 4,000 views about Splinterlands is the worst game of all time?
I saw Dwayne's video where he was talking about it. I have not watched it because I'm not gonna give that guy any more views.
I watched it, and like it's funny because I thought he was gonna give us a middle of the road rating after watching it. And he just gave us like a shitty rating. I'm like, you literally in part of your video said we had the best tutorial of any of the games you've tried so far.
Well, that right there automatically means that his entire opinion is invalid because no the fuck we do not have a good tutorial.
But, well, you know what though, dude? If you go play some other play-to-earn games, they don't have tutorials at all either. So... I think if you actually play the Splinterlands tutorial, it's not that bad. The thing is it's optional, and it's only for a brand new account. There's no way to get into it. But what they're planning to do actually sounds pretty good. If they replace novice players with novice bots, and they said that if they're going to have like one bot, in my mind, basically is going to run magic, and one bot's going to run sneak, and one bot's going to run snipe, and one bot's going to run like all this. And so the idea is to get out a novice, you have to learn how to beat a magic team, learn how to beat a sneak team, learn how to beat a snipe team. But
Hey,
you'll see them.
You are able to do the tutorial.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, you go to how to play in the battle scene, and then it'll pop up like this new little area, and then you hit play tutorial.
Oh, yeah, yep, I see it right here.
Yeah, the tutorial it's not bad. It introduces you to the game okay, like just playing the game. The problem is there's no introduction for like SPS and leveling cards and earning rewards. From what I remember of seeing that. But he did say that was the best, but he just didn't like auto battlers. And I'm like, it's a little harsh to give us, because he gave us like a 12 out of 100 or something. Just because you don't like auto battlers, and because you couldn't win, you won one game in 50 tries because in his thing, he never said he bought or rented cards. So he went and tried to play ghost cards against the bots and couldn't win with them. And I'm like, well, yeah, duh, because the bots are going to have a chicken or a level, like a certain card that's going to let them beat you if you're playing straight ghost cards. But either of you playing Splinter Forge?
A little bit. I don't have cards right now, so I'm not like actively playing currently, but I've been in Splinter Forge since early in the testing cycle.
I hate that game.
Yeah, I'm trying to get into it, but it's a bit annoying that like I went to work today, and so I couldn't play all day, and now I'm not going to earn any rewards from this mighty chicken when it dies.
Oh.
Because I fell off the leaderboard because before I was in like, I don't know, 70th or something. And then if I could have kept playing, I had figured out how to get like, I don't know if it's good, but I was getting like 100 points a battle, which seemed okay.
Mm-hmm.
And considering I have shit for cards because I did not throw a lot of money into this. So I don't have a very good hero. But that thing is like fucking hard to fight.
Well, yeah, and a big part of it is a lot of people are kind of struggling with Splinter Forge because they're going in and trying to win the fight. It is not Splinterlands. You cannot win the fight. Your goal is to do as much damage as possible before you die trying, because you will die trying. And if you don't wrap your mind around it and approach the battle with that mindset, you're not going to do very well, because you're not going to go in with the correct mindset. And so it's also important to know which abilities work and which abilities work differently and which abilities do not work at all, because the ones that don't work at all are actually the best things, because the ones that don't work at all, instead what they do is give you an additional 50% damage, and that is huge. So like when in the first testing cycle, I did luck out with a bunch of the equipment and the gems that I pulled, so I was able to put together a ridiculous team, and I had like 67 for my mana cap, and actually I think it was 69 for my mana cap. Nice. And so like I was able to run, my summoners were Tarsa and Wraith, and I was able to run Shield Bearer, Silver Shield, Paladin. He's the one with Inspire, right? Whichever Silver Shield has Inspire. River Hellendale with Inspire, and Demented Shark with Inspire. And then I had Dampier Infiltrator and Carnage Titan. So both of them have +4 attack, because 3 inspires plus Tarsa. They're both hitting twice, and they're both dealing 1.5 times damage because sneak and reach both don't work. So they're 1.5 times damage. And so my Carnage Titan is hitting for 9 twice every turn, and my Dhampir Infiltrator is hitting for 6 twice every turn. And then I also had Adelaide, so I had 2 resurrects for my shield bearer, and so like my guys were able to go off and just do as much damage as possible. Meanwhile, shield bearer's drawing all of the fire, keeping everybody alive, and my hero dude was also melee, taking full advantage of the 4 buffs to attack and just gobsmacking them. And I got to the point where when that test ended and the server reset, I was first in bronze, first in silver, second in gold, and third in diamond.
It would be nice if they got the site to work better.
That's also true. Yeah, like and the UI for the battle itself actually was better in that first testing cycle before they updated the site. And I don't care for the way that the battle runs now. Like, it runs the same, but it looks bad.
Well, nothing updates correctly. Like, my Bella right now is hitting the guy, and it says she's gaining life, but her life just stays at whatever, she started with. And it's like, she shouldn't have 5 life. Right now, she's hit him like 3 times, so she should have 14 life. And she's just sitting there with 5. And I've noticed when he starts to hit her, it'll hit her right. It'll have to go through 14 HP, but
it doesn't look right.
But it doesn't look right. And like right now, my shield bearer died, but it didn't gray out, which is annoying.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some work to be done. It's not amazing yet, but it's okay. Like, it's a really nifty concept. And so I like, that. The gameplay itself does definitely leave some to be desired. But overall, I feel like it's not bad. And, it's definitely got some room to grow. But, for being what it is and as relatively new as it is, I mean, it was only in alpha and beta testing for a couple of months. Like, I think it's less than a year old from like inception. So it's still is not the best thing in the world, but it's pretty decent for what it is, and I can definitely see it getting better over time. Yeah, so I'm replaying the tutorial right now, and with the way it just went through and told you who to pick for the first team, it kind of made a cursory explanation of a couple of the abilities. It did do a decent job of explaining where melee can attack from and how it can't attack from the rear unless specific abilities and whatnot. But there's just so many abilities to go through, and like it can't possibly touch on even most of them, let alone all of them. And like it's one game, and then it says go check the how-to. So like it's still a pretty crap tutorial.
Yeah, but he's only reviewed like 3 or 4 games, and at least we were the best out of that one.
Oh, okay. See, I also didn't know that part because I haven't checked him out. So, yeah, I guess if he's only reviewed 3 or 4 games, then, and I guess he's doing YouTube really well because obviously the extra clickbait title worked. with 4,000
think,
views and whatnot. So
I think one of the things is he's doing it right and wrong, because nobody's subbing him, because people are coming to see what he thought of their game, and then he's bashing it so they won't sub him, and all his comments are negative.
Hey man, any publicity is good publicity.
But if he doesn't get subs, he can't monetize.
yeah, I mean that's true.
He literally only had like 300 subs.
Yeah, I see 436 right now.
Yeah, see, so he's not a monetized channel yet.
And speaking of subs, you should totally go and sub to my YouTube. Same name, Rick on the Mountain.
Don't do it, Steve. It's not even a good channel.
I've only got like 25 subs so far, but I have gotten to the point where now at least
I already did sub your channel.
Okay, awesome.
I mean, I have 4,000, but they're all gone except for like maybe a few hundred. I would love to get 4,000 views on a video again, but until we get to a bull market, it's not going to happen.
Right.
So I'm going to start covering more Gala stuff, and maybe that stuff will do better. This Gala's kind of hot right now.
Yeah, dude, what's going on with that 2-to-1 ratio with the Town Star token to Gala?
Oh, dude, it's so sick. Because I still have 300,000 town coins.
I fucking know.
I know, and I'm gonna get 150,000 Gala tokens for it now.
Dude, that's fucking nuts.
It's so nuts because I had been holding those, and then Gala goes up like a whole bunch, and I'm sitting here like going, "Oh man, town coins not moving at all." And then they go, "You get to trade your town coins for Gala coins." I'm like, you know what? With Gala music coming out, with them buying that mobile company, with Gala Film signing Mark Wahlberg and The Rock to do movies that they're going to release, and all this stuff, I'm like, yeah, I'll take my stack of 150,000 Gala tokens. It's not really that much money, but if Gala can get to a nickel, it's 15 grand, so that's pretty cool.
Shit,
well,
nice.
Right now it's 4.3.
Yeah. So it's a little under. It'll be like $12,000 or so, 12 to 13 when I get it, and it's cool too because like all these people are getting all hissy because they're like, well, last week it was at 1-to-1, or like literally like 3 days ago, Town Coin and Gala was at the same amount. And I'm like, you guys are all stupid. You don't understand liquidity. It's like, I don't know how many times I have to scream at you guys that as much as you'd like to pretend, like all of us could have went and sold our town coins and get 1-to-1 Gala. No, there's like one whale would have done that, and it would have been wrecked down to like 4-to-1.
Yep.
And it took like me and Bitbender kept telling that to everyone, and they just couldn't get it through their heads. Finally, he yelled out one time. He's like, "This one guy couldn't even sell his tokens with the liquidity that Town Coin has. Just one player couldn't do it." It's like they have no idea how it works. I'm like, they literally came out and said they will buy every single Town Coin at a 2-to-1 ratio. That is an amazing opportunity for us to get rid of this coin and get the flagship coin of a company that's going gangbusters. and they're freaking out. Well, but why isn't it 1-to-1? I'm like, if you guys can get them to make it 1-to-1 and I get 300,000 tokens, I'll take it.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna cry about this because there was no way I was gonna take those out of my wallet, take them to Uniswap, and then do a swap from Town to Gala, which would have been a double fee swap because they don't have a direct pair. So it would have been Town to ETH to Gala, and have gotten a 2-to-1. There's just not. I wouldn't have. I would have ended up getting less, 100%. So it's pretty exciting. There's also something I wanted to buy, and I was trying to figure out where to get $1,000 from. Like if I could get it in crypto. You got it. And now I'm like, oh. As soon as I do the swap, I can go ahead and just spend a little bit of the Gala I get, because I want to get a mare for Mirandis and possibly a stable.
Ooh.
And they're each costing like a mare right now. It's only like it's a little more expensive now, but I think they adjust it. It was like $300, $350 for a rare one.
Okay.
And then if you get a stable,
I'm gonna say, is that on secondary market?
No, the horses are from Gala.
those nightmares, yeah.
Yeah, the stables are on secondary, but they're also like $400 for the cheapest one.
Mm-hmm.
Right now on secondary, I haven't checked if things have gone up. They might have gone up a little bit because Gala pumped, but in the game, the horses they're selling are going to be horses you can resurrect and they live forever.
Yeah.
And then you're going to be able to, those are going to be the only ones that are able to do the breeding thing to make horses for the regular players.
I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
Well, what we don't know with anything that Gala makes is there going to be enough players for it to matter.
Yeah.
Because they've only got only had like a few thousand players playing Spider Tanks, and then a whole bunch of them just sold their tokens and left.
Wow.
So, because of that honor system, like if you cash out, like some of the big accounts did, you're just done. You can't earn anymore. And it's actually kind of a good system because basically, it's funny. All these people who I used to run into all the time that had ancient tanks, they're just not playing anymore. Because the way it works is like you start with 1200 honor, and then your earning potential in the game is basically 1200 over 1200. And if you're at max, then you're at max earning potential. But you lose percentages of your earning total equal to the amount of the token you transfer out of the game. So if you transfer 100% of what you have, you lose 100% of your honor.
Oh.
And now you have 0 earning potential when you play. Now, when you play the game, for playing it, you'll earn a little bit of honor. So you'll start earning you'll start earning your playing potential back. But then the only way to get it back is to bring it in, is to bring tokens back in to the ecosystem, or to go buy stuff in the Gala store with Gala. That'll get you honor too. But it has to be Spider Tank items to get Spider Tank honor. So it's kind of a trippy system. Like, could you imagine if you transferred SPS out of your account to sell?
Yeah.
That it
kind of screws you.
It screwed your earning potential for earning SPS.
Mm-hmm.
That would be kind of interesting. It's like if you take it out of the ecosystem to sell it, but I mean it doesn't really work exactly as good because Splinterlands has liquidity rewards. But I guess they could just take all the liquidity rewards and turn them into battle rewards, and just be like, if you take your SPS out, you don't get to earn no more.
Well, I mean, isn't that kind of what's going to happen with player staking?
Oh, you missed it. Were you here when we were going through the player staking stuff?
I was here for towards the end of it.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, honestly, because of the question I asked Matt and the way he answered it to me in the town hall, when I asked, like, what is player staking going to make it so people can't earn if they don't have any SPS, and he said no. That was not going to do that.
So that was the first thing. Like a few months ago, he said yes. That's how it was going to be when aggro was kind of hesitant of saying it. And he's like, no, that's exactly how it's going to be. If you don't have staked SPS, you're not going to earn. And then more recently, aggro brought it up again. He's like, all right, this is something we're going to have to look into. And now they're saying, okay, it's not going to just be that. You can still earn, even if you don't have staked SPS on you.
Yeah, but he also said what it alluded to right there, which is kind of weird because they said they want player staking going live. I think the end or like first week of next month, but they have no idea how it's going to work.
Yeah,
that's what that answer showed me, is that they don't know how it's going to work, because I still stand by when the SPS white paper was written, we earned DEC for playing, and that's why you could have to stake SPS to earn SPS on yourself or on players, because players who didn't do it would earn DEC, and players who did would earn DEC and SPS. But then when they changed it so that you don't earn any more DEC and you only earn SPS now, they have to change the whole way that the staking on players is going to work.
Yeah,
I think it could become as generic, Jim, of stake this much to enter a league. And that's all you have to do to earn. No staking on players. But if they did that, they might piss off the community. So maybe it'll be, I don't know.
Stake this much to enter a league, but you can stake on players.
Yeah, or it could be maybe Also, they could make it so that the staking game only applied to the the rewards that you get for winning a battle on the stake side, and axe the idea of it applying to the battle reward. So battle rewards would just stay the same, but the staking in the game would at least become the player staking game.
Or it could even be like something like it affects your R shares, but not the SPS that you actually earn from winning, or vice versa. It affects the SPS that you earn from winning, but not your R shares. Like they could make it so that, because there are two sides to that coin as well, even just as far as your rewards. So
you're right, because maybe they could say you could still earn chests, but you can't earn SPS for playing. But then you could get SPS out of the chests.
It could also make it to where it's modifiers for like X things in there, because they talked about giving you, if you open up a chest, you could get more than one card. Could be multipliers.
Oh yeah, well that's what they're supposed to announce when they announce the soulbound cards, because otherwise it's going to take way too long for champion players to get a card that's even usable.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And also, I mean, you could also have it as a modifier on your R shares that you're earning from each chest or each battle. So like if you're significantly under SPS peg for the league or whatever, or still apply that same SPS chart to to that to basically your earning in terms of the rewards, and then allow that to kind of be how things go.
Yeah, what if they did it just as a bonus to the R shares that you earned? So players who have SPS staked on them will earn way more R shares than players that don't. So they'll get a way bigger piece of the pie on a daily day, and they'll earn way more chests for the season. But players who don't have any on them, they'll still earn, but now their earnings will be dramatically lower because our earnings are dramatically higher.
And what you could do with that is even cut everything in half and then apply it as a modifier. So those who are 99 percentile because they've over whatever it was 80,000 SPS staked, at that point you're earning 99% of the 50% plus the 50% that started, and therefore even if you have 0 SPS staked, you're still earning half rewards. But then, for me, at like my 13,000 is 93%. That actually bumps me up to 95 because it's 93% of the 50% that I'm earning, and on top of the free 50%. Like there are definitely ways that could be tackled in an equitable fashion, I feel.
Yeah, because he absolutely admitted there that if you just have cards and no SPS, you'll be able to earn. Which I think they have to do, because otherwise they're gutting card values. Mm-hmm. If they waited till land was out, they could maybe get away with gutting card values, because then the cards could generate some value from what they can do on land. But if cards can't earn in the game by themselves, their value is going to go down even more.
Oh, speaking of that, I forgot to bring up what my other account is.
Oh yeah, what was your account idea?
I wanted to call it Farmers Only, but people were like, call it Only Farms, like OnlyFans, and the account is going to have one plot of land on it and the creatures to run it to see how it goes in comparison to like if you were going to be playing. Like, what are these other ways you could be earning?
That's a tough one though. That's because there's some luck in there. What if you get a shitty plot?
Yep, I know.
I mean, yeah, I've actually thought out what I'm going to do with my land.
Okay.
Because I was thinking about selling a tract, especially now that they're back up, like the minimum sale is back up to like 14 grand.
Yeah.
But instead, I'm going to claim both of my tracts. Mm-hmm. I'm going to reveal everything. And then I'm going to sell some of the highest, rarest lands on my tracks on the secondary market, because I think there'll still be some good value if I want to sell legendary lands. But since they're on my tracks, it's like I can make somebody
still
pay
get a percentage,
me.
yeah.
Yeah, pay me, and they'll pimp it out with all legendary gold cards if it's a good one, and then I get a percentage back to my keep.
Damn. Steve's about to spend that money he got from Gala to get another track. Here it is, boys.
Because I mean, I might not be able to pull in 14,000, but if I can maybe pull in like 5K out of the land, and then I don't have to spend the money
exactly
to actually buy the cards and upgrades and all that stuff on those more rare lands. And anybody who's going to come in and buy like a legendary land for like whatever they end up being, is gonna upkeep it.
Oh, of course.
Hell, if I'm a little slow on my keep, I might see some money coming in to upgrade it. Because Matt was saying, if you're a lazy keep or castle owner, you.
That's funny.
I like this one a lot, actually. Like
50-50.
Yeah, no, that idea that I just put forth. I just put the equation into my spreadsheet, and I mean, yeah, it starts out with if you have one SPS, you're earning 50.04995%. If you've got 100, you're at 54.5454545%. If you're at 500, you're at 66 and 2/3%. If you're at 10,000, you're at 95.4545%. And then like Stever being at 330K is going to be at 99.8489426%. Like.
No, but you're right. There's diminishing returns. I would imagine, if this staking game works how I think, I'm only going to put around 25,000 on myself. And because, well, I don't know, it's going to be interesting because that other table is such a shit show to figure out like what's going to be the optimal amount of SPS to have staked on you. Because the way it made it look like is I could put like 100K on myself, and I'd be earning like 150% on that 100K, which is just wild. Amounts to earn.
Yeah, if you're wondering what table he's talking about, Jim, it's up on my screen right now.
Or even worse, because look, Jim, like I'm a Champion League player. I usually have 4,000 rating, because 4,000 rating is even pre-champion, right? Or it's like champ 3.
Okay.
What is?
I don't know exactly.
I'm going right now.
Yeah, but basically, it's saying you could do 600,000, right?
And 4,000 is mid champ 3.
Yeah, you need 3.7K for champ.
Okay, yeah. So, but you can stake up to 600,000 and still pull down a 50% APR. But when we are looking at the table, what that kind of means is if you cut that down to only 100,000 stake, then you could multiply the percentage that you'd be able to earn by 6.
Yeah.
Because so instead of earning 50%, you're earning 300% if only 100K is staked on you. And you're a champion player. But the weird thing is, and maybe they're going to change this, I'm supposed to be able to limit who can stake to me. So I could say only I can stake to me. And so then I can put 100K on me. That 100K will be earning an absolutely crazy amount. And then I can take the other 230K I have and try to put it on other people, earning good amounts too. But there's going to be some give and take, because it's like if I put another 50,000 on me, sure, it lowers mine, but that might be more still than I can get putting it somewhere else. So it's going to be really, really weird once we see that staking table, and we have to make like a grid, for like the whole thing, and like what's the optimal amount to have on each player at each level before you start to see diminishing returns that go lower than if you put that money on a player who was lower rating. It's going to be wild.
Yeah. If you can make it to where you're the only one that can put stuff on you, or if it's people in your guild. What if it's guild only is the lowest you can go? Would you just like leave your guild?
Yeah, or you could just start your own guild, right?
Yeah, or just start your own guild.
Or if you have to list a couple players, I could just list my alt accounts that I don't play anymore.
Yeah.
That's the only accounts that are allowed to stake on me.
I think
Or just look up one of those bot accounts, right? When you see so and so number 25, be like, all right, those 30 bot accounts can stake on me, I guess.
Dude, so the other day when I posted on your video of being like, this is gonna be like my favorite thing, and people were messaging, they're like, why? This doesn't even change anything. I'm like, all right, you're thinking about this in a wholly different thing. I'm thinking about it in terms of I could be like, oh, hey, giveaway, I'm gonna stake 2,500 on someone or whatever the amount is, you know, and then just like also helping out guild members or any other players who are coming into the game to be earning stuff, and then I'm also just earning stuff on top of people, you know, start to now think of me. Exactly. People start to love me about that. I'm helping them grow their stuff, even though I'm really just doing it all for myself.
Aren't you going to do the giveaway saying that you're going to delegate the SPS and then just burn it?
Burn the SP? You're a genius. You're a genius. I'll flywheel it into DEC. And then burn the DEC.
And then buy Kellias.
And then buy Kellia, and then burn the Kellia.
There's going to be like, if this flywheel works, there'll be no Kellias left.
Oh, man. All right. I think we're getting a little too out of hand here, Steve.
All right, you reminded me I'm in a good mood because I'm getting gala tokens.
Oh, right. Yeah,
for my town tokens, so you made me feel better about how mad I am. That they don't want to kill. Like every time I think there's a bot kill switch, they back away from it. Because I was like, you know what, player staking might suck and it might make it harder to get people in, but at least it'll kill the bots. And then when I ask them about it, they back away from it.
Oh man.
Then when Elefantium asks him if he'll ban bots, Matt says, sure, finally says, you know what, I'm sick of this. We'll make a proposal so the community can vote on it. And then today, when I asked Aggro in the town hall, because I've been putting questions in the town hall because they actually read them.
Yeah.
And I must not have been the only one though, because he didn't. It was a little worded different, but he's like, when are you guys going to put it in the community proposal to let us ban bots? And he's like, oh, it's going to have to come from you guys.
Yeah.
It's going to have to be a player proposal. And it's like, well, that's fucking stupid. We can't even do player proposals yet.
Shit.
And I'm like, and how's a player supposed to know what tools you guys have to, like, he was going on the whole thing, like, obviously everybody who writes JSON transactions to the game to play it are bots. And I'm like, yeah, how was I supposed to know that till you said that, Aggro? I'm not a Hive backend developer. I don't program to your API. So it's like I have to go to Cryptomancer and be like, hey, can you write up a proposal on how you guys would be able to detect bots and ban them? And then I'll write the part about like the group that we'll make to cover it, and I'll pay the SPS to propose it.
All you gotta do is hit up Tyler from Nefty Arcade. He apparently knows.
Yeah, and me and Tyler actually talk now.
Okay.
Because he recruited me to come over to Nifty, and I listed my things, and I made a video, and I'm going to start promoting them.
Okay.
And I'm basically going to be calling everybody out that you're a greedy person if you have extra cards and you're not scholaring them.
He's not starting. He's already started. I saw it today, and I like it. Yeah, no, get more fucking decks on Nifty so that I can actually fucking get one.
You know what? I'm gonna start going against it. Be like, no, guys.
Fine,
we want to run bots.
You going against it will help us.
I know.
There's no such thing as bad press, Jim.
I know. You just got to get people butting heads about it and talking about it. That's all you got to do.
Yeah, that's why I've been going so hard on DECB. Like, even though I know, like, I'm not going to convince Stever about it, I'm not going to convince Bebe about it, but I'm not going to not talk about it either. Like, I know, there's a lot of people that stand to gain in a personal sense from it. And, I mean, I can understand that as well. So, like, I'm not, butthurt about anybody actually voting for it or whatnot, but I'm still going to take every opportunity, especially in a public way, to, say, that I think that this is terrible for the game, and I think you should reconsider. That's why I was so glad I had Dwayne on earlier, and we did the debate.
The thing is, They're basically offering me a cookie to not sell everything I have and leave.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because Aggro literally said in the town hall today that stupid reveal potion, if it gets passed, is going to cost 10,000 DEC. So I am looking at
And I think Holosaur had a much better, proposal for how that could work as well. But
I have 200 lands, 10,000 DEC per land. I need 2 million DEC just to look at my lands and reveal them all and do my master plan. But they're saying, you know what, Steve? If you want to buy it right now with DECB, you can take off 20%.
And I mean,
for 1.6, and
that is not the problem that I have at all.
We'll go ahead and let you burn some of your vouchers because it'll take a little bit of that sting off.
And I get that. I'm just saying that they did not have to make another token to do that. There are plenty of other ways that they could have handled that without making another token.
I understand what you're saying, but I think that even he admitted that other idea that got pushed into him today, which was, I forget whose video had that, and it might even be the guy you're referencing, but just make a tab and be like, here, if you have your lands and you've claimed them, you can start putting DEC into the buildings, and you'll get a 20% bonus if you do it now.
It was Hewitt's idea, and it was Dwayne that made a video on it. And that is, something that would still be better than what we have, but that's not even my idea. But it would work.
But all of that requires more dev work than making a token. Because I know they can make another token, lickety split.
My idea was actually would require less, and that is, and it is something that kind of Aggie brought up kind of offhand as an addition to, but we could do a staking. And the way he was talking about staking was, actually APR and whatnot, which I disagree with because that's further inflation. But my idea behind staking was, set it up so you can stake DEC to get it out of circulation right now. And then as it is there over time, you don't actually earn more coins on it, further inflation, but you earn the discount for when you burn it out of there. And then you don't withdraw it to burn it, you just burn it from being staked, and that it works exactly the same as DECB does, only without making another token and without actually inflating the supply. Like I said, I support the idea behind it. It's just all of the specifics in this proposal, all of the specifics are completely fucked. The idea is sound. It's not the idea that I have a problem with, but there are so many better ways to get there that don't end up creating another token and basically using smoke and mirrors to hide the true tokenomics and make them look better than they really are.
But the other token is soulbound, so once they did that, there's no more arbitrage play.
There's no more arbitrage play, but it's still
okay to me because it's just like a temporary token. They'll sell 2 billion of it. It'll sit there on the accounts that actually have it, and when it comes time to buy our potions or upgrade our land, we'll use it, and it will disappear. I don't see why. I just don't see the downside to that. The one downside I could see is the people saying, well, you shouldn't be able to burn vouchers to get it. But what it's doing is it's giving vouchers of some value and giving some people some ability to lower the circulating supply, which inadvertently gives some value to SPS. So it's basically giving a little bit of love to SPS and SPS validators by basically giving us a chance to burn our vouchers at, around a 9-cent value, I think, 9 to 10.
It does add value to vouchers, but it's temporary and short-lived because it's going to be a short spike while they go while the DEC burn is happening, and then there's still continuing to print 40,000 of them per day with no utility beyond that. So yeah, it's going to tick voucher prices up, but it's not actually doing anything for vouchers. So that part of it is smoke and mirrors.
It's lowering the supply and supporting the price. I mean, that's what anything that any promo drop they do that requires vouchers basically does that, right? Because they're always burned if they're used. And I think it's really good. They said they're going to try to do 4 promo cards this year.
Yes, no, that is good. That is good. That is an actual use for vouchers, not using vouchers to actually create DEC. Like, that is not the point. Vouchers are, they're used for savings. They're not used for creating DEC. That is the function of SPS, is to burn it to make DEC, in addition to the governance. But like, that is a SPS function, is burning to create DEC. That is not a voucher function. Vouchers are burned to save the expenditure of DEC. And this is not saving the expenditure of DEC. This is creating DEC.
Yeah, kind of. But I think all the SPS holders who have a ton of vouchers are just like, we want to get rid of them. And the only way we can get rid of them in bulk is this way. Because, like, I have I have just over 2,000 vouchers right now, with what I have in the liquidity pool and what I have on my account. And then if you go to the tokens and you look at vouchers, gotta scroll down a little bit. If I wanted to sell 1,000 tokens, oh well, actually there are some people that are paying a decent amount for 1,000 tokens.
Yeah, I mean, they've been ticking up since the proposal came out. I've been watching that.
I was wondering how much depth there was to the market. There's actually more than I thought, because the first buy order, somebody's looking to get 350, and the second buy order, somebody's looking to get 682. So I could go fill those 2 orders and pick up like 400 hive or 300 hive. But what is that bid price? Yeah, 9 cents. But I'm just going to burn it into DECB, though, because
you're getting 20 cents per.
Well, you're getting 16 cents.
No, you're getting 20 cents per, because you're burning those DECB at a rate of 1,000 to $1. So you are getting 20 cents per voucher.
Yeah, you're getting 20 cents of DEC as long as it's used towards things that are priced in DEC, with DEC at peg from Splinterlands. So. But, the land reveal potion at 10,000 is going to burn 1.5 million DEC if it gets used on all plots. Probably doesn't. Probably only gets used on about 80% of plots, but that's still 1.2 million DEC.
Billion.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, that's good, because that's what we need. Because that's the other part of the problem is, like, let me go ahead and pull up this chart that I've been working on and been kind of really hammering on for last week. Is, in order for us to get from where we're at to peg, we would need a circulating supply of DEC at 3.71 billion. So even if we were to burn 1.6 billion now to make DECB, and then we didn't burn any DECB out of that 1.5 billion going into the land potions, that's still going to not bring us down to, or that's still just barely going to bring us down to the 3.7 billion that we need to get to peg. But with that 1.5 billion is not going to be coming out of DEC, it's going to be coming out of DECB, because we're making 2 billion DECB. So the entire argument of, land potions are going to take 1.5 billion DEC, no, they're not. that is going to come out of DECB, and it's not even going to be 1.6 billion DEC that was burned to make the DECB. It's going to be something like 1 billion, which means that even after that DEC burn and then the DEC sinks into the land potions, we're still going to have a net increased DEC plus DECB population or supply of over 7 billion.
Where are you getting the 7 billion number from?
We're currently at 6,251,723,019 DEC in circulation. We make another 2 billion, and we are going to burn.
Oh, but they're not making 2 billion more. At best, you would say they're making like 1 billion more.
No, but that's what I'm saying is because if we burn half of the vouchers for DECB, that would be 3,513,457 vouchers, which would give us 702,691,324 DECB. That would leave a remaining 1,297,308,676 DECB, which would require a burn of 1,037,846,941 DEC. That leaves us with a remaining DEC supply, 5,213,876,078. However, when you add in the 2 billion DECB that were just created, that is 7,213,876,078. So out of that, we remove the 1.5 billion for all of the land potions, and we're still sitting at 5.7 billion. I mean, it's not getting us anywhere near the flywheel. To hit the flywheel, we need to get down to 3.717 billion.
Well, not all of it's going to be used on land reveal potions. Some of it's going to get dumped into guild buildings. Some of it's going to get dumped into other things that you can use it on. So,
but I'm still saying, like, we would be better off without the DEC burn and just using that 1.5 billion. We would be better off without the DECB, and that 1.5 billion just comes out of actual DEC, because all of this inflation going into DECB is just going to be that much longer before actual DEC is getting burned when we have that burn mechanism. And they're saying, well, there's going to be plenty to burn it on, but there's not. Like, we're not going to have plenty to burn it on until we actually have land gameplay. And that's why I'm saying, like, not only is this inflation, but it's also a distraction from just fucking work on land. Because how much dev time is going into making a whole new fucking token? It might not be a lot, but it's damn sure not zero. And that is time that could be better spent.
It's close to zero.
It's not even zero so far, and it hasn't even been done yet because team time has gone into writing the proposal, adjusting the proposal, and answering questions constantly from the community. That is a lot of team time that has already been wasted on this, and it's not even passed yet.
Yeah, but that's the team time of the people who are supposed to talk to them. It's not dev time. Because creating a token on Hive Engine is really simple. You or I could go do it if you just pay the fees to do it. You just name your token, you tell them the circulating supply you wanted the token, and then you mint the token, and then it's just convincing people to buy it or how to issue it out to people. But Splinterlands can just do the sale on their site, and then all they have to do is transfer it from Hive Engine wallet to the account names of the people who buy it. I mean, I know this because, you know, when I was in that pre-sale group, Marcus, who's not the smartest guy in the world, created the CAD token to distribute to the people who were coming into the group for group ownership of the extra legendary cards that we're getting throughout the stuff, throughout the, you know, the remainder of the Chaos Legionnaire thing. And you know, there's just go to Hive Engine. There's a ton of tokens.
Yeah,
and there's
I mean, there definitely are.
You just click over on one of the things, and it's like literally like create a token.
But again, I mean, I acknowledge that it's not a lot, but it's not zero. And these is things that it's not actually good for the economy. It's smoke and mirrors making things look better than they really are. And also think about it from somebody who is, approaching the game from the outside, who doesn't know about how, the tokenomics or whatnot. They're doing their due diligence. They're looking at DEC and they're seeing that it's one thing. And then they're finding out that, oh, there's another 2 billion of these things that are sit off to the side. It's basically a lie. Like, it's smoke and mirrors. It is concealing the actual tokenomics and the actual problems with DEC by hiding 1.6 billion of it in an additional X amount of inflation, at least 400 million. Like, the best case scenario is that it's an inflation of 400 million, but we all know that's not going to happen, because even if you were the only one burning vouchers, you are still creating 4 million out of nowhere. You said you have 2,000, so 400,000 out of nowhere. That is 400,000 DEC that is not being, matched by DEC burn. That is coming out of nowhere from the vouchers.
Yeah, I'm only going to burn about half, though. I have to save some for the promo cards. I'm hoping 1,000 will be enough to where I won't have to buy vouchers, but they'll probably trend back down once the DECB thing drops in price and I get...
Oh, yeah, they absolutely will.
Every day, so...
As soon as the vouchers, as soon as the DECB minting is done, which, honestly, I feel like is going to take, less than 2 or 3 days. Like... People are already ready for it. You're already gearing up for it. All the other whales are already gearing up for it. Like, I don't think it's going to last more than a day. Definitely not more than a week. We're not going to go 60 days. And there's no way that, the 60 days ends and we haven't minted all 2 billion. Like,
watch. If we do it all in 2 to 3 days, like you said, they'll sell another 2 billion. Guaranteed.
And that's the problem. Because that's that much more inflation. And like, that is another one of my big problems with this, is that I know that it doesn't stop here. Like, it's not just this 2 billion. This 2 billion is the beginning.
The reason why they'll keep doing it, if they can burn like 1 billion or 2 billion DEC out of the DEC pile, even though they inflate it with what's going to be sent in the game, what's actually in circulating supply for DEC to get the flywheel working gets closer. And that's why I think they'll be willing to do it, even if it is a little bit on the not so elegant side of stuff.
And yeah, no, I mean, I understand that. And players will continue to do it because they're getting something out of it. Like, there is personal gain to be had with it, and I understand that. I mean, even me, I've got, 2.5 vouchers, and I've got, 1,000 DEC. Well, I can still get, my own financial gain off of turning those into DECB, because I do burn DEC, even on my guild dues and whatnot. Like, even me having no assets, I still have a small financial gain out of this. But for me, that does not offset the fact that this is bad for the game as a whole. And so even with that, like, I'm not saying that I won't do it when it passes. Like, when this happens, I'm going to sell my vouchers or burn my vouchers into DECB. I'm going to burn my DEC into DECB. But I'm still voting against it, and I hope it doesn't happen. I would rather not burn my stuff into it, because I would rather not have that option, because it's still bad for the game overall. I'm not saying that I won't take advantage when it happens. I'm just voting against it and hoping it doesn't happen. I would rather not.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I just... Wow, is there any more of those for sale? Oh no, they're gone. Somebody else realized they were a good deal. Or maybe you bought them.
Nope.
The damn full infiltrator?
No, I wasn't able to get anything. The high bag dollars I already put in the order to convert them, forgetting that it took the 3.5 days, and I can't find a way to cancel it. So
you can't cancel it, so you're gonna get your hive in 3 days.
yeah.
Got it.
And then I, been trying, but I can't get this stupid gift card to work through PayPal. So
I was having problems with mine as well.
Should I claim a plot deed? I have 1 plot left. Where would it end up?
yeah, I even ended up having to sell the plot that Walk the Grid gave me for rent money this month. That hurt.
It hurt, but it also really helped.
Yeah, that's true. Because yeah, Bill at least got paid. I'm only 1,100 behind right now. Hopefully, if this interview goes well, then it's going to be life changing. So, but that reminds me, I got to be up in fucking less than 6 hours. So I should probably.
Oh, you should go.
Yeah.
We're just screwing around anyway, so don't stay up to work.
But I mean, it's been awesome. Thank you guys for hanging. Always a pleasure. And looking forward to next time. And for those in the audience, we're going to go ahead and raid into Splinterlands TV as usual. And when we get over there, I will go ahead and post the link in the chat. Please click it to make sure that your views count for the channel. And in the meanwhile, let me not mess up while I'm typing. Splinterlands TV. There we go. I have been Rick. You've been on the mountain. It has been a wonderful time. And for those who are watching on the replay, please make sure to like, follow, subscribe, whatever it is. Engage with the post, comment, do your thing, do the algorithm thing. And in the meanwhile, have a great night. You're fucking awesome. Let's get Twitch up here so I can force the raid through. I really need to start pulling this up on my own Twitch. Earlier so that I can send it through quicker. What the fuck? I don't understand why it is not launching that raid. Yeah, that's crazy, right? Not at all. Well, yeah, definitely.